Welcome back. It's Wednesday, which means we get to visit with our friend Michael Babcock at TMZ to get the scoop on today's hottest stories. Good morning. It's Wednesday again.
Jeremy.
Where does the time go, Michael?
Where does it go?
I have no idea. It goes so fast.
I want to ask you a quick question. Does it really, for us, it goes by so fast? Do you think the weeks go by pretty fast?
Yeah, I feel like as I get older, it's like every week it goes so fast. I don't know where the time goes. So yes.
Okay, good. We're on the same page.
We're all on the same page.
Ooh,
all right.
I wish it'd slow down a little bit sometimes.
I do too.
And it seems like the last 3 weeks we have had, we've had Britney Spears in the news.
Yes. And this is the biggest, the biggest bombshell of them all, Kelly. So completely unexpected here. Obviously, we've talked about this a lot over the last month, 2 months. Britney Spears going to court. She wanted to get her dad out as conservator. And then we talked about maybe in the future that they would get rid of the conservatorship altogether. That's what Britney ultimately wanted after 13 years. Well, Jamie Spears, Britney's dad, has filed documents with the court asking not only for him to be removed as conservator, but for the conservatorship to be ended altogether again after 13 years of Britney Spears being under this conservatorship. And his rationale, very interesting. He says, look, Judge, you allowed Britney to make a decision and hire her own attorney. And if she can hire her own attorney with something here, which is very serious, here we are, we're talking about court proceedings, then she should be able to make decisions in her everyday life. And that was actually the basis that that Jamie has used to say, to make his case to the judge as to why, again, conservatorship should be gone. It's just, it's a stunning move. If people have followed this at all, they know that just weeks ago, Britney and Jamie were battling, just kind of butting heads constantly in court. And here, Jamie, complete 180, end the conservatorship. So now let's see what the judge does. It'll be very interesting. But
why? What do you think happened? Why? Why all of a sudden this change of heart?
Great. That's a great question. Great question, because it does certainly seem like a change of heart. As part of these filings here, she said, "Look, Jamie, said, my daughter wants to spend the money that she made in her amazing music career, and she wants to make her own decisions. She wants to be in control of her own life, and this has gone on for too long. 13 years is a long, long time, obviously. So to not answer your question, I don't know.
We don't know.
Can we just say now the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree? I'm just saying.
It's true.
I don't know.
Well, what I find fascinating, Michael, too, as you were talking about this, remember on the Britney documentary, they were interviewing lawyers who say they've never heard of conservatorship being overturned. Like, once you're in it, you're in it. Like, these lawyers have seen it all. Would this be groundbreaking and setting a precedent now for conservatorships?
Yeah, I suppose so. And when you just said that, reminded me of this, Jamie. There had been a lot of talk about ending the conservatorship, but it would be contingent upon a medical, kind of medical evaluations. And Britney didn't want that. Jamie also says, look, if she doesn't need she shouldn't have require a medical evaluation to get out from underneath the conservatorship. It's not required by California law, and my daughter shouldn't be required to have the medical eval. So that'll be very interesting to see too, because Britney didn't want to go through a whole host of tests and visit a battery of doctors. Not what she wanted to do.
So he doesn't want any money from her now?
Well, that's right. Then that's interesting
See,
too.
That's the $2 million he wants, though.
Right, and then there's also still the matter of the money that was spent over the last decade plus, where Britney's current attorney has said, look, we want to get a forensic investigator in here, and we want to make sure that money wasn't improperly spent and improperly allocated. So there are a lot of things that are still on the table that have to be determined. But this is certainly the biggest thing that's happened with the Britney Spears news over the last couple of months, and a lot of big things have happened.
Okay.
I know I have one more quick question.
Oh, I know I could go on forever about this.
Do you know,
I knew we were going to.
Has she made up with her sister, Jamie Lynn? Do you know, have you heard anything about Jamie Lynn?
Unclear.
Okay.
Like, that whole family is, there are fractures throughout that entire family, whether it's, mom to dad, mom to daughter. Everybody seems to be fighting, so much infighting. Maybe, hopefully now, maybe something positive that comes out of this also is that the family can somehow, find its way back to where they can be a family to each other again, because it has not been good between them lately.
That would be a great ending. Yeah. All right, Kylie Jenner is in the news. Yes.
Yeah, this was exciting. So Kylie Jenner is expecting her second child with hip-hop star Travis Scott. And yesterday she made the announcement. It was a really most people do it on social media, especially celebrities these days. The video that Kylie posted, though, was really sweet. She posted it later on Tuesday, and it's sort of like a montage of when she found out she was pregnant. And then there's a video of Kylie going with Travis and Stormy to the doctor, and it's really sweet. Then Stormy tells Chris that she had the baby and shows the ultrasound. Chris says it was one of the happiest moments of her life. It was a really sweet video, and I know, obviously, very happy news for
Michael,
their family.
I have a suggestion. For Kylie.
Uh-oh, what, Jeremy?
Can her new baby's name be Blizzard? Stormy and Blizzard.
I like that.
Or just Snowy. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of the weather term.
How about
They
rain?
don't know.
I like rain.
They're from
Rain
Southern
sounds-
California. They don't even know what snow is.
They
They're-
don't.
No.
I just want to keep the theme going.
Well,
I'm just saying.
Is
Maybe
the weather in
someday.
the
We'll
north?
see, though.
or
I'm
is it in
sure
the
it'll be
west?
something very interesting.
I don't know. It's interesting.
Now, are they still? They're together though too. Like they're
Yes.
together.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of recently that they had been getting back together. They had it was steamy between them. They were really into each other, and then they broke up and dated other people, and then they made their way back with each other. We started seeing them at clubs together, and they looked very flirty with each other, and it looked like they were back together, but she didn't know. They have a child together, so maybe they're just still good friends and they're hanging out, but clearly more than that, and expecting the second baby.
Okay,
Michael,
that's good news.
I love too.
Yes.
I don't know if it's probably not your genre of TV shows, but what I loved is seeing Kim Kardashian back with Paris Hilton on Paris's new cooking show, Cooking with Paris.
Oh,
Because they were best friends, then they had the falling out,
Yes.
and now
Right.
they're cooking. It was fascinating to watch their dynamic. That's all I'm gonna say.
I haven't
Both
seen
have
Paris in forever.
had different careers, great career. Yeah, I'm into it. I mean,
It was fascinating.
I don't know how much I'd watch, but
And luckily, it was only one quick episode. I just watched for Kim and Paris to see how
Their interaction
as
was.
adults now. They're
Yeah.
both 40, and
Yeah.
seeing how
Yeah.
it was very fun to watch that.
Interesting.
yeah, absolutely. I would like to see the power dynamic between them too, just because Paris used to be the bigger celebrity and Kim was kind of her sidekick, and now obviously
It's
both
flipped.
huge stars.
It's
very,
fascinating.
Yeah. All right, Michael, we've got one last headline.
Yeah, so this one's a little bit of a sad one, obviously. This is Michael K. Williams. I'm sure people have heard the tremendous actor from The Wire, and many other great projects as well, but he played that Omar Little character on The Wire, which was such an amazing character. Only 54 years old, was found dead in his Brooklyn apartment on Monday, and people hadn't, family hadn't heard from him. They were supposed to have heard from him, and went over there to check on him to make sure he was okay. Find him, that he had passed away. Now, obviously, what happened? What's the cause here? Well, there is reason to believe that this could have been an overdose. There was some drug paraphernalia, that were on the scene close to where he was. So now, police are investigating, and particularly not just the death, they also want to find the drug dealer who may have sold those drugs to Michael K. Williams, or whoever else, and it presumably ended up in Michael K. Williams. They want to find that person, one, because they're selling drugs, obviously, but two, you got to make sure that this person is not distributing something that is exceedingly harmful, more harmful than a typical drug might be, and you want to make sure that nobody else has to die tragically like this. So that's what's happening now. But just all in all, the entire story was a guy who
Very
is now
sad.
way too soon.
Well, I hope they find him, Michael.
Yeah,
Hope
they need to find him.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Michael, thank you so much. We look forward to
Thank
Thank
Wednesdays.
you, Kelly and Jeremy. It was great to be with you.
See you
because
next
of
week.
you. Yeah, see you next week, my
Bye, guys.
friend.
Thank you.
You can catch
Bye.
TMZ weekdays at 5 p.m. and TMZ Live weeknights at 1:30 a.m. Don't go anywhere, because coming up, we're going to take you to Springhouse Village.
Yes, we are.
It's going to be so much fun.
It's gonna be so much fun.
Yes. Oh, man, these weeks fly by.
They do.
I remember last week you going, it's already my fault.
I tell you.